Hey everybody, I'm here to talk about a portion of 4.MBT2, which is ordering large numbers. Please be sure that you watch the video through once just for learning and listening, and a second time you could watch it and pause the video where you need to be able to get your math notebook caught up and your notes copied in. Okay, first thing we're going to do is start by heading our paper with what we're learning, and we are talking about ordering large numbers. Okay, you will be asked to put large numbers in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. Please remember that least is a synonym for the word smallest and greatest is a synonym for the word largest. Okay, when you are doing these problems, be sure you know which way to order them. Be sure you are taking the time and making sure that you have read the directions for each section of any of your sheets or practice pages or tests or quizzes. The way that kids have been getting these wrong in the past is simply by not reading directions. Okay? The next part I have in my math notebook is a sample that I have printed off and cut out and glued into my math notebook, and I have included that on the lesson. If you are not able to do that, you will just have to copy this part in. Okay, and this little example is really nice because it shows us all the specific directions on how to order the following numbers right here from least to greatest. You can notice that I have highlighted the directions because that is the most important part to remember what direction I'm going in. I'm going from smallest to largest. Here are the three numbers that they are working with, and you can see that they have stacked them up. That's the way that we start to compare them. So stacking them up first, and then we start just like we did with comparing by comparing them from the largest place value to the smallest. So cover up with your hand or a piece of paper to show just the largest place value. Here I know that 3 is larger than 2. And so I know that this bottom number, 32,483, is going to be the largest number in that set. Okay, then I'm going to go back and continue to compare the other two numbers. So I see they have equal place values for the 10,000s place. I'm going to slide over and compare the 1,000s place. Here I see that the 8 is larger. So then I know that the 23,000 is going to be the smallest number of the set. Then the 28,000 will come next, and the largest number is the 32,000. So you can see that they then put those numbers in order here from least to greatest. They did include these little alligator mouths. Don't get freaked out by that. If you see that double alligator mouth kind of thing, you can cover up parts so that then it just looks regular and you can see they're comparing these two numbers and saying this one is the smallest. And then they're comparing these two numbers and they're saying that one is the smallest. And we know that's true because the smallest number is all the way over here and the largest number is on this end because of the directions. Okay? Now I'm going to show you a little strategy that I use for comparing three numbers myself. First of all, you're going to notice right away that I have underlined the directions. Order these numbers from least to greatest. I underlined that. I sometimes also like to do this little note on the side of my paper next to a problem where I put L and I do the arrow L to G, which means least to greatest, okay? Just to make sure that part sinks into my brain and I don't get it wrong. Okay, I have these three numbers that they're asking me to put in order from least to greatest. So I have drawn 3 dashes, 3 large dashes, and that is where I'm going to write those numbers in order. This dashing really helps, especially when we get even more numbers. Like first we're just ordering three numbers. Eventually you may order more than that. These dashes just really help keep things simple and organized and keep you from making mistakes. So I highly recommend making dashes. Okay. The next thing you can see that I have done is I've stacked up my numbers and I've made them as neat as I can, and I've lined up my place values. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be covering up my numbers to start comparing. I notice that they all have 4s in the 10,000s place. So I'm going to slide my finger over. Now I'm on the thousands place. Right off the bat, I notice right here that the 9 is larger than all the numbers. So I know that this number, 49,456, is the largest because of that 9. It's the biggest amount. So because I'm putting my numbers in order from least, and you might want to put an L under that, least to greatest, I'm going to go ahead and put this number into the greatest spot because I already know it's the biggest one based on that place value. Then I'm going to cross it off because I've used that number. So that helps me know what I have left. I'm going to go back and I'm going to cover up. Here I see again now that I have a 3, and a 3 is larger than a 2. So now I'm going to circle the 3 because it's the larger one. And that tells me, I'm just going to check and make sure, yes, 43,000 is going to be more than 42,000. So I know that this is the next largest one, so it's going to go in the middle. And then I know that this one right here, 42,000, is the smallest of all those, and it's going to go on the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the smallest one in. I got that. Now I know I can put this one in the middle. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back and check my work to make sure that makes sense. 42,000 is the smallest, then 43, then 49, and that makes sense to me. I've checked my work, I feel good about it, and so I know I'm going to get this problem right. Okay, taking these steps and the time to do this is really important because it ensures you're going to get them right. So please make sure that you're showing your thinking by showing your work and the strategies I'm teaching you. Thanks so much.